Hello and welcome back to the 80s Cinema Club. This is episode 12.
Episode 12.
And we are joined by a great guest, Mr. Irish Filmer.
Hi.
Both our guests don't have any enthusiasm to be on here.
That is, I mean...
I want some more oomph. Irish.
Hi, I'm amazing.
You
Okay,
did this
there
to
you go.
Sophie as well, and
Yeah.
she didn't talk for the whole thing. Maybe this is just something we need to think
No,
about.
we don't, okay.
That's just because Sophie sucks.
Oh, guest
between
beef,
the
guest
guests.
beef.
Damn.
This week we are reviewing the 1986 film Thanks, Albie.
No worries.
Labyrinth. It was directed by Jim Henson, starring Jennifer Connelly as Sarah, David Bowie as Jareth, Brian Henson as Hoggle, and David, this is going to sound awful, Shaughnessy as Didymus. Sarah
That's a cool name.
is forced by her father and her stepmother to babysit her baby stepbrother, Toby, while they are out. He does not stop crying and she wishes that he would be taken away. Her wish was granted and the Goblin King Jareth has taken him to his castle in the Goblin City in the middle of a massive labyrinth. Sarah must team up with an unlikely group of allies and make her way through the labyrinth to save her brother. The film had a budget of 25 million and made 34 million at the
Another
box
success.
office. So, I mean, they probably weren't too happy with it.
Well, yeah, probably
but
not. But it's
same thing.
I mean, it's done better in the long run, like now.
Yeah, I feel like it's just, to me, when watching it, I really thought it's a film there's a lot of kids will have watched,
Oh,
like
absolutely.
on straight to VHS. That'll would have been
Yeah,
like afterwards. Like I think it'll have made loads of sales in that because
Yeah,
it was a good kids film. Like I think
I would agree, yeah.
it would be one that people will be watching.
Yeah.
You looking forward to talking about your favourite film? Just
Indeed, I am. Of course.
Yeah. Good. So we'll move right on.
Questions. This is the likes and dislikes section, by the way. I thought I'd do that just to piss Harry off. So, obviously, today we're looking at Labyrinth. Harry, what was your likes about this film?
Okay, well,
Changing up the
firstly,
order here.
if I've got to put forward, Jennifer Connelly does she's so good as the main, like, because she's acting with puppets and
Yeah, that is
dolls and other forms of like making characters come to life that aren't real human beings except David Bowie's Jareth.
And the little people in the suits.
Yeah, true. And
Sounds
the
pretty
people in the
funny,
suits.
actually.
But she's basically walking around with a puppet for 3/4 of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is really impressive. I don't like when I watched it. I didn't expect that because I hadn't looked up anything except what like Iris had told me about the film and said because it was him who suggested it. So I was like, we should do this.
Yeah. I'd never
just
heard of it
amazing,
up
that's
until...
It's just
Watching
amazing.
Exactly.
It's definitely something.
It's definitely something
It's
that's
very
true.
unique.
Something amazing.
Something amazing.
The look
Yes.
of the goblins, like mainly the goblins, especially at
Yeah.
the beginning when you first see them, when Sarah's reciting the thing and they're like, "Oh, you got to say the thing to get us to take the kid away."
Yeah.
It was really funny because I saw them. I was like, they actually look pretty good.
They do
like,
look
for
really
the puppets.
convincing.
I always think puppets look quite convincing if they're done well.
Yep.
So they're not
I
obviously
agree.
meant to look really real. It's
Yeah.
a kids' film.
They're in that. They've
But-
got that cartoonish look to them still, don't they?
Yeah, they look good enough. I actually thought it was quite funny.
Yeah. True. There definitely was certain elements, like I was discussing before. This is people who won't listen. That the original script was written by a Monty Python actor. It has that sort of little jabs of Monty Python humour in
Yeah.
amongst it, which I found quite refreshing.
Well, that's what I
It's
felt
nice.
because there was quite some, I guess you say, like cringy humor.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like the what's the bog called?
The Bog of Eternal Stench.
The bog of eternal stench, just the fart noises that
It's,
constantly
but
come
it's
out of
pretty
it.
funny, isn't it?
But I think that's it. But then I wrote down some moments. So it's when Sarah falls in the helping hand hole.
Yeah.
And they're all talking to her.
That was quite
But
good.
it's the part where she opens the door and then goes, "I've done it," and then the floor opens and she just falls down.
There's a lot of pitfall traps in this labyrinth
I mean,
as well, isn't there?
With that scene in particular, the logic was there with the whole if you say yes, then they're
Yeah.
lying sort of thing. It just either way you get to the wrong, like it'll be wrong anyway. It'd just be a case of yes, okay, I'm going the other one. Like it wouldn't really matter.
Yeah, because you're never gonna be able to figure out what they mean.
No, exactly.
Other funny moments I had down was the talking faces in where she falls into when they're trying to get out and they're all like, You are going into certain
The false
peril.
alarms.
And then Hoggle starts talking to him like, "Shut up! It's it's not your job." He's like, "But I haven't said it in
Yeah,
so long."
breaking the character.
And he starts talking to
It's
them.
just so sad.
I
was
thought
pretty
that
great.
was quite a good like break in
Yeah.
there. What else did I put down for funny moments?
Labyrinth, funny
when
moments.
Hoggle gets crushed by Ludo.
Oh god.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
they-
How
when
the
they
fuck
fall
does he
off the
not
thing,
die?
They're like, "Where are you?" "I'm under here."
Yeah.
It's quite a good
This tiny little fella gets crushed under this like 12-foot tall base and he's alright.
I think my personal favourite character, Didymus, when he just goes, "I shall
So
fight you
Didymus.
all to the death."
Oh, he's fucking hilarious. Genuinely, I loved it. Great
He's
character.
He's surrounded by all these goblins, and the dog runs away. I've forgotten the dog's name. And
Ambrosia.
and he goes, "Oh, you coward! I shall fight you all to the death."
It's great.
You just don't
Honestly.
know what's going
Come
on.
back, you coward, or you will not be fed, or whatever. he
Yeah,
said.
and he turns around and comes back.
I never
just
thought it
like,
would
I
be
want
so. I'd get so much joy from watching like a puppet ride on the back of a dog.
It's pretty great, isn't it? The actual puppetry through the whole thing was really impressive, I'll be honest.
Yeah, they all did a very good job, and like I said before, Jennifer Connelly like just reacts with them
Yeah.
because I think she was 14 or 15 when she played the character, so she's really young to be leading a whole
That's
film
true.
on her own. With
Yeah,
like
for the majority of it, it's literally
support.
just her.
It's basically her because it's her story.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the music in it.
Yeah,
so, like
true.
no, I got to make this clear. I liked the soundtrack.
Yes, I
in
agree
the
with this.
background when basically she's walking around the labyrinth.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it feel very like fantasy and very fun and
And
like
the song at the beginning I thought was quite good.
yeah,
as
you're
well.
about to go on an adventure. I can't. It's
I was
really.
actually listening to
Let's
the
leave
soundtrack on
the-
way
You
here.
got anything specific that we haven't mentioned that you like about it, Iris?
The best puppet in there is obviously the worm.
that actually, I would agree. That worm was pretty impressive too.
It was so small, but it was a very good,
I wonder what would have
clever how
happened
they
if she
did
went
it.
to have a cup of tea with them.
I know.
Oh,
that's
Missed
yeah.
opportunity there.
like, how
isn't
would
it?
she fit in?
No, that was one of my favorite things when she figures out that obviously the wall isn't
Yeah.
a wall, and then he goes, "No, don't go that
I
way,"
know.
and then she leaves, and he goes, "That would take you straight to the castle."
Yeah.
I like the warping of perspectives for that as well to actually show the addition.
Because I was still
really
tripping
cool.
when I saw that.
She walked
because
through
they'd
the
made
wall.
it so much like as the wall. I was like, "Whoa,
Yeah,
what is? This is not.
I
This
love
is not
that.
nice." What else? Oh, that's just something. Because it is a kids' film. Obviously,
Yeah.
you can still enjoy it being an adult. It really feels like something a child would create in their mind,
Yeah.
in their imagination.
I'd agree.
So when you're having a dream, to people you tend to see, they seem to be a bit like not in reality.
Mm-hmm.
So you tend to think of things that aren't the everyday, which I
Yes.
guess it's got to the whole thing where she's thinking of like a little goblin, but he's a bit different from the evil ones,
Mm-hmm.
and then Ludo, who's this like massive monster but friendly,
Yeah.
and it really feels like a world that people can like conjure in their imaginations.
Mhm. I mean, I think I might be wrong. I did read somewhere that if you can actually see in the start of the film teddies of the different characters throughout the whole film in her room already, so it gives you the whole thing that it does actually seem like she's the one dreaming it all. So I
Yeah.
think there's like a toy of Ludo on a dresser and the statue of Jareth
Yeah.
the Goblin King on a desk, or someone that looks like him.
Well, because it's really weird because it does take place in her imagination.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure anyway,
Pretty
because
certain.
I mean,
I don't think because it kind of it goes a bit meta when it
Yeah,
does
it
the
does actually.
imagination scene, but then she's actually still there at the labyrinth. But
Yeah.
I'm fairly sure it was an imagination. I don't.
there isn't actually. Oh god. There isn't actually a thing saying what it is.
I know.
Like it's a case of I've seen people say, "Oh, like it's her telling a story to the child to try to get him to sleep."
Yeah,
And
so that would make sense.
yeah, and there's all sorts of different sort of theories about it, sort of thing.
Which I think is plausible because I like how it doesn't tell you the ending. I think when it's like if you ever shall need us,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we're always here. That makes me think it's obviously in her mind because it's like the childhood friends or your teddies, the personas
yeah.
you make up for your
Definitely.
toys and things.
Like
They're
going
like
back to your child.
they're what comfort you as a child, and the same will always be here. And then obviously it ends with like them all partying.
Yeah.
And it's like I guess, yeah. Well, yeah,
That's pretty much it,
that's
isn't it?
pretty much it, isn't it?
I really like the owl at the start because that's, from what I'd seen, it's the first example of a realistic animal being used that's made totally from CGI.
I know.
Is
I
that
thought
owl
it
at
was
the start?
made.
And that transition as well to real life was so smooth at the beginning.
Yeah.
That really impressed me.
I thought it was made by CGI because I think that can't be a puppet.
Yeah.
Because it looks too bad, like too good to be a puppet. But it also looked not like, because obviously it is CGI, but it's early CGI.
Yeah, very early CGI.
So it's like it doesn't look that good, but you can
exactly.
tell what it is, which I thought was really
It
good.
was really cool.
And obviously,
Yep.
one of the best parts of the film is how real the labyrinth is,
True.
because it's all set.
It looks really cool.
Like the shots off the distance, obviously they're like special
Oh,
effect, or not special effect. I don't know how they do it, because it'll be like when you like if you go back to the Wizard of Oz, they did like long shots of places.
I guess it's
but
like
it's not actually there.
Drawn set pieces.
Yeah,
maybe?
that's what I
It's
think.
kind of hard to figure out.
But it does make the set itself feel very real.
Yeah, it gives it like depth, doesn't it, to make it feel like it's actually
Yeah, like an
a
actual
real
world.
place.
I know that when they were in all the different areas, everything there, except from like, of course, like you said, in distance, that was all real stuff that they've sat and built and stuff for
It's
ages.
mad, isn't it?
I know it shows the effort that went into like.
And for a $25 million budget with the film that was shot, it makes sense as to how, because they had such an enormous budget for the time to spend on literally just practical effects and set pieces, because it's 2 actors in the whole thing.
So I think a lot of that
which is
money will
great.
have gone into like puppeteers, like professional puppeteers, to like ones that the effects that are needed to make it so it doesn't look like they're puppets.
That and padding out David Bowie's bulge.
Oh, we got onto this already then.
I think it's a good
I
segue.
I think it's a good sign, yeah.
It's not really, is it?
So as I arrived,
As we
at
start the
Harry's
dislike section.
house, I arrived
No,
at
that's
Harry's
what I
house.
liked.
And
Oh no.
Justin and Harry informed me, which I'd missed because I'd literally just watched this film, that throughout any scene in the film, essentially, where you can see David Bowie's legs, he's got a very obvious bulge.
Iris, would you like to tell us why?
Okay, so
This is going to be really weird.
not everyone, like, some people don't even register, like you didn't even realise till I showed you. But it was actually their intention, well, I think it was intentional. I've read about it being intentional and stuff. To show the sort of like old dude trying to be young, of course, with like wanting young love sort of thing with the 15-year-old, which is a bit weird, but yeah.
It is.
And showing how she isn't innocent compared to him.
Ah, right.
To show
That's a good way of showing it, actually.
Yeah.
Very odd choice, but no, I can get that. It makes sense.
I still think it was a wardrobe malfunction.
Big evil Goblin King with his massive bulge.
Yeah.
I don't. I'd
Great
like
image
I'd-
for anyone who hasn't seen the film as well, by the way.
Yeah.
David Bowie's. Nah.
If you haven't seen it, literally go on Google and search up
Don't know.
Right,
David
not
Bowie,
even-
Labyrinth. If you see a full picture of him,
Labyrinth
you'll
is a
see-
key word there. Do not just search David Bowie's bulge. That seems like a bad way to go.
Yeah, just search up David Bowie Labyrinth. You'll see like
Why
any picture
don't-
where it's his full costume. You can see it.
Why don't they just watch the film?
Or just watch the film. Yeah, then you'll see it.
Or, if you're ever in public on transport,
No.
look it up and zoom in aggressively on his crotch and analyse it. And make sure you show it to everyone around you, just so they know.
Get their opinions on it.
Spread the message about this guy's been dead
Okay.
for 7 years.
Any more likes then, Justin? That specifically have on this film.
A lot.
Okay, well.
Go on, do a quick fire
Do a
round.
quick three things.
Okay.
Surely explained.
So, the what was it? A peach. The peach that Jareth gives Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is a whole purity thing, sort of thing, because I forgot the word. A peach shows fertilization,
Okay.
so giving her that is sort of like him saying he's sort of in control
Ah,
of her fertility,
right.
sort of thing.
That's a bit weird, but I get what you mean.
Yeah,
It's all parallel between the two of them.
Why
Alright.
is there apparently so many underlying meanings in kids' films?
I mean, I actually just had to double check this there. In the final scene where Sir Tidimus is running around in the massive goblin capital, he probably is shouting "sit" at the dog, but it does sound at one point they're shouting "shit" as Ambrose is running away, and I did find it pretty funny.
Probably.
It's kind of hard to tell, but it sounds like he's shouting "shit"
Right.
to the
Second one, Iris.
well, I know. I think it was all of them. Every single song in there was written by David Bowie,
Yeah,
Oh,
I
wow.
saw that.
and he is one of my favorite artists. So
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
That
you know,
probably
till he
narrowed
died.
down costs quite a lot as well.
yeah,
Well, yeah, because they'll have paid him to write the songs, but that'll have been within his paycheck for the film.
Sorry, did you just say till he died? When he died, did he just drop down the list immediately? He's
Yeah.
no longer the favourite artist.
no longer. I mean, like
That's fair enough.
I've
Right.
worded that horribly, haven't I?
Third one?
Third one, the helping hands.
Yes, they were very cool.
I think I said this just before we started. The helping hands. I can't remember the exact number. I tried looking at it, but I couldn't find anything on it anywhere. I believe it was 75 of those hands were actual people's hands,
Wow.
whereas the rest were like clay models and stuff that had, like had put
So
silicone gloves.
so
and
what's
stuff.
that like? 32 people basically. Around
Yeah.
32 people. Just,
All coordinating their hands.
yeah, all
to make
coordinating their
faces.
hands.
That's a really cool scene for anyone who hasn't seen it. Even if you don't watch the whole film, I'd recommend watching that scene
Yeah.
because it's pretty cool.
The film was very like Alice in Wonderland esque.
Yeah,
in a way. I
I
think
definitely agree.
the way like it's pretty much everything Sarah runs into is alive,
Yeah.
or has some sort of like, what's it called when you're like intelligent, like an
Oh,
intelligent being,
sentient.
sentient, like anything seems to be sentient in some
Like
sort of way.
Mother faces. It's
Yeah.
kind of like it's like Brazil meets Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah,
It's a
that's-
really good way
yeah,
of describing
true.
this.
It's kind of
'Cause
like
it's got that weird sort of British humour that's in it, and it's got that weird sort of off-putting feeling that Brazil's got when you're watching it. It's like things are kind of strange here, but it works really well in this.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to move on to the dislikes though,
You
because
can't dislike this movie.
sadly,
at all.
Iris, I do have some, and
I have one very big dislike.
Alfie has one very big dislike.
I think Harry's biggest.
I'll
dislike
go
is the
first then, because I
bulge.
have a
Probably
few.
the same across everything.
It's just something I wrote down because I hadn't read anything about this film.
Mm-hmm.
I'd only Iris had said I want to come on the podcast and I want to do Labyrinth. So we were like,
Sick.
we'll do Labyrinth then. So I watched the film and I thought it was going to be some sort of period drama. Where
Really?
No, because the first scene she's in a dress
True, yeah.
and she's running over a bridge, and I was thinking, oh, does she live in some big manor house in the 16th
Yeah,
century?
true.
But anyway, that's just put me down to just write, I'm not like other girls.
Oh my god. The opening really did confuse me, I'll be honest. I can't tell if she's running through like rural America or something there. It looks like sort of Boondocks America.
Yeah, I know. She was so far away from a house in a public park, dressed
Yeah.
as like
Princess.
a princess. I literally just put, like I said, I've said this to Iris. I don't know many 16-year-old American girls from the 80s, but did many of them really dress up as princesses, go to their nearest public park, and try and recite like lines from a book?
If any of you are listening and were 16 in the 80s and from America, please do let us know. We'd love to know.
I mean, fair enough to you. Like, what? I'm not
Power to
saying
you all.
you can't do that. I'm just saying.
Feminism.
It just came across a bit weird. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it was kind of a strange choice. I fucking hate that stepmother for leaving the dog out in the rain. as
Yeah,
well.
which it's like another Sarah. I did like Jennifer Connelly's portrayal
Yeah?
of Sarah, but some of her lines came a bit unbelievable. Like when she starts Labyrinth, she's like, "Come on, feet." I'd like to go and start walking.
Some people would definitely do that.
What? All right.
What did you say there?
Oh, not don't even
I
die.
need to know.
Fucking made a squeak laugh there.
Yeah, but I mean, yes.
What,
kids
what,
say
do, what do
things.
you actually mean? Come on, feet? Because I
No,
do
like
not
she
remember that.
said, "Come on, feet," as in like to start walking.
Yeah.
Like come on, we're gonna. Like,
Oh,
so
right, to
if
herself.
you're if you're with someone, you'd go, "Come on, let's
Right,
go." She was
yeah.
like, "Come on, feet, let's go."
Okay,
Like
I get it.
I was
yeah.
like, "What?"
I didn't get that
just
first
kind of
bit,
sat
true.
I
there.
think I've just realised what you just said.
Yeah,
Alfie.
you probably
I think
have.
I've just registered it.
But
Well,
mainly some of these are just about the way Sarah's written. I think she just
Yeah, fair.
accepts that all the stuff is real, which I guess goes into the fact that she likes all the fantasy stuff.
yeah.
And it is technically, we think it's in her imagination.
Very overactive imagination.
So this is kind of like her dream, but I also can't like accept that she wouldn't be somewhat panicked.
yeah.
Like
That
she
is
was a
true.
bit angry with the Goblin King when she first met him. And was like, no, I didn't mean it. You know, she was apologizing, but the rest of it's just like,
She's
oh, well, you know,
remarkably,
I've got to go and save my brother now. Let's
Yeah.
go through this labyrinth.
remarkably into it at times.
I mean, at
isn't she?
first she was a little bit of like, oh, it's not fair, can't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
But that's just average teenagers, isn't it?
Yeah, but that,
Yeah.
that was more believable.
I guess it's that adaptation.
I have a feeling there's really only one more dislike, and I feel this will be Alfie's.
Okay.
The actual musical songs
Yeah, this plays into points.
are
that's what
so
I'm saying.
shit. I'm sorry, Iris, but they're so shit.
What, Magic Dance?
Magic. There's a
Made me wanna
magic
fucking
dance.
shoot
There is
myself.
the one he
I love
sings
that
in the
one.
stairs,
I can't
and there
remember
is
it.
the one the little chicken headless people sing.
Yeah, the Fireys. That's my dislike.
They're all bad. I'm sorry.
The-
They're not needed.
I looked into this, the Fiery scene, especially because it looks like green screening, because you can see
I know
the outlines,
that's what I thought.
but
She
it's
looked
not
like she
green
wasn't
screening.
there.
It's what they did. They shot it on a black velvet background and superimposed a background onto it, despite green screening becoming a thing that year.
That's
which makes it
I mean, probably keep down costs,
infinitely,
like because
probably, yeah, but makes it look infinitely worse because you can see that
I know.
creepy outline around them when they're moving. and I was
that's
like,
what I thought,
"Ugh."
because I thought Jennifer Connelly looked really far away from them.
Yeah,
Even though she was like right next to them, but I just don't like the songs.
that is true.
There wasn't enough of them to like make it a musical, but there wasn't
Yeah,
like, but they were,
that really
but they
confused me.
also weren't good.
Because on Google it's registered as a musical, which is fair because it has like 4 musical scenes.
Yeah.
But usually a musical it's like 5 minutes music section, 5 minutes music section, which might just be my experience, but it sometimes kind of like, is this at a musical level?
I know, because it seemed like the music that came after they sang and it carried on and it like
Yeah.
gave a shot over the labyrinth. It was really good because it was like, oh my god, look at this. But just like watching David Bowie do his song with the musical chucking a baby around.
Yeah,
I was like,
oh my god, I love that because they cut to a fake baby but don't really show it, and he throws the baby like
Yeah.
12 feet in the air.
Shaking it.
He shakes the thing. It's hilarious.
I feel like you're not gonna like us for that, Iris.
I've got to disagree. I was literally listening
Really?
to the songs on the way here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I thought you'd say that.
I was-
Labyrinth super fun.
I'm actually gonna check now and see what the last song I was listening to was. on it.
I don't know. There just wasn't enough in it to justify, and it was only really Jareth who sang. I think there's 3 songs, isn't there? Is there 3 songs?
Oh, there's more. than
Unless
three.
you count the end one, I think. But I thought there was 3 because I thought it was the baby dancing, it was the headless chicken things,
Yeah,
and it was the one on the stairs.
I do think that's it.
I didn't think there was any more.
Because you said to me that like 3 are good and the rest are, or is it 3 are bad and the rest are okay, and the 3 were the 3 musical sections.
Yeah, well, no, I think
I'm
I
pretty
just
sure.
said there's 3 musical songs which aren't very good.
Yeah, and that is just the 3 musical songs.
Yeah.
Because when you sent me that, I was like, all right, there must
can't-
be like 13 or so musical sections and 3 are shit, but no, it was just the 3 musical sections.
Yeah.
Makes sense now.
The thing is, though, did you at least like the song "As the World Falls Down"?
Which one was that?
The one that goes "As the world falls down."
I can't remember that.
That's
What
really
section
hard
was
to
it
go
in?
off it from that.
Huh?
When was that in the film?
Is that the start or is it the end?
I can't actually remember when that.
Basically,
I could-
any song that David Bowie sang, like
was.
you could see him singing.
I think you answered this
I
question.
didn't
though.
like them. If he sang a song and you couldn't see him
think
singing
so.
it, and it was just part of like the sound, the score even, they were all right. Just not the ones you could see him singing or the chickens singing, because it just didn't feel right.
The chicken.
Oh, right, it's during the ballroom scene when the 2 are
Yeah.
dancing.
Oh no, I really liked the ballroom scene. No, that's fair. That one's fine then.
That's my favourite
The
song.
ballroom scene
There
made
we
sense because I looked at it as more of like a dream sequence.
Yeah.
Like it seemed more of like a
That was
like a
with a very-
hallucination because of what she'd eaten the peach, hadn't she? No,
Very
that was
meta
good. I like that
sequence.
was fine. It just just the other ones I was like this it's not needed.
David Bowie looks so creepy out the whole thing. I just realised it looking at that there.
I'm
That
a-
eye makeup.
I'm assuming you don't have any dislikes then.
I genuinely try to think of something I don't like about it, but I can't.
Fair. I mean, you
Yeah.
didn't like the film. So I
Yeah,
guess we'll
I've grown up with it, so I'm kind of biased.
go on to the ratings then.
This was our thing of getting guests on it. They are probably not going
Yeah,
to dislike
yeah.
the film we
Yeah,
get
yeah,
in
they're
for.
not going to dislike the film they're going to do, which is fine because it gives us an opposition to talk about it in a discussion. So I'm going to ask you for your rating first, Iris. It will not count towards the overarching score
I think we know what
because,
this is going to be.
like Alfie said, if we get a guest on that rates it a lot higher than we do, it'll really mess with the scores.
Yeah, I think Top Gun
I
would be
mean-
like a 9.3 now if we
We're
count
not
the
very
Sophies.
good with our scoring system anyway.
Yeah, we don't actually know what we scored any of the films. I have to go back and listen to the end of the sequences to
It's like
figure
I
out what I
double checked
rated
the other
them.
day and realised that I rated American Wealth in London a 7.5, and I was like, did I? That's way better than that.
I'm still haunted by the fact I gave Blade Runner a 7. That was way
So-
too high.
Iris, what did you rate this film, and a little reason why?
I've got to be biased. 10 out of 10.
First 10 out
First
of
10 out of
10.
10.
Sophie
Look,
didn't even give a Top
she
Gun a 10 out of
didn't.
10.
Give it a 9.
No,
I should give it
Oh
a
my
9.
god. Wouldn't you babble on about that for months?
I know, right? So, little reason why.
One, I've grown up with it. Two, it is just it's a brilliant movie.
Fair. Alfie, what did you rate Labyrinth?
Well, with mine, it's very much about the visual impression of it, because fucking hell, it was really cool to look at.
Yeah.
The puppets were really detailed, the sets were really detailed, as we said. I'm going to give it a solid 6.5.
Good, that's good, that.
Bit low.
It is.
I can't warrant going above
mine
7.
is, I did like this film.
Yeah.
It wasn't groundbreaking, and I do think that there's a lot of nostalgia based around it. So if I'd have seen that film when I was anywhere between like the ages of like 5 and 10, I'd probably be raving about it.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
It would be one of those films that like you remember. It's like I have fond memories of the Spy Kids films, and they're absolute shite.
I
But-
think we're definitely just not the target audience.
you know what I
for this, are
mean?
we?
It's like they're really not good. But as a kid, you're like, God, these. And then when you go back and watch them, you're like, this is bad, but I still love this because it's like the memories.
Yeah.
So I gave it a 5.5.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's really low.
So low.
Shit. So,
So
we're
that's
six,
a
then?
6 overall for Labyrinth.
Honestly-
which I think's good.
I think that's about right,
I think
personally.
because sorry.
Iris unable to see because you're not filmed.
I'm shaking my head.
They're shaking their head
Furiously
right now.
shaking her head.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really hard because I did enjoy it, and I went into it thinking, oh God, look at this, and I came out of it thinking, you know what, that was a good like hour 45. I'm glad. I mean, Alfie, I think you said you watched it on 1.5 times speed.
To be fair, I've done that a couple of times now with films, and it helps because I just can't bear with them sometimes.
But
It keeps the memory in there
Yeah.
longer, so you remember more of what happened.
You
But
have
yeah, I
to pay more
think-
attention.
it definitely deserves its rating of a 6.
Yeah. Questions.
Questions.
Fucking great. Let's get in.
Coordination.
Yes. Definitely first try.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely didn't have to do that. That definitely wasn't the 5th try or anything.
We were in time. Do
Perfect.
not worry about it. Okay, so as we did with the guests last time, they have come up with the questions for me and Alfie this week.
Hopefully it comes
Apparently,
better than
they're
last
really
time.
hard.
The first one is.
Oh, okay. The first one is. Do you want to do that one third?
Okay, yeah. Do you want to start with the hardest or the easiest?
Start with the easiest so we don't
do the
feel
easiest
quite as
first.
depressed going
Okay.
onwards.
So when we get the easy one wrong, we get really worried.
Yeah. Oh no, it's going to happen, isn't it?
Okay.
Oh man.
The first question is:
Yeah.
what animal did the crystal balls change into?
Oh, okay. At the start, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, no. What? No, you can't do this to me.
Actually, that does not look like that letter.
Oh, crap.
I need to
Start. Okay, but you give me a clue there. Start of the film. Cannot remember what happened at the start of the film.
Oh my god.
Actually, is there...
You said animals, so multiple.
No, animal.
Animal.
Did I say animal? Oh, I was meant to say animal. Singular.
Okay, well, I can think of 2 things it could be. It probably won't be either of them.
Oh my god.
Where's
But,
the
you know.
text size?
Okay, you ready?
It's cow.
1 sec, let me...
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking writing
Yeah.
instead.
You ready, Alfie?
Oh shit, one. Sorry, people. I'm having to write this on my
Just
phone.
type it, Alfie.
All right.
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 I answered owl.
Okay. Alfie has it right with snake.
Fucking get in.
Oh, the one he throws at her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what I said at the start.
I forgot about that one.
He's the owl,
I
Harry.
say he's the owl. He transforms from the owl.
No, I forgot it. Yeah, he throws it at her and it turns into a snake because she denies it.
Terrible.
The question is, the second question is,
Oh.
how many in total versions of the script were there?
Fuck. Right.
I mean, I told
Can we
him
have
I
a
put with
can
good
we have a
questions.
ballpark here? Is it like more or less than like 4?
It's more than 4.
Fuck.
It's more than 4.
Ah.
Is
Right.
it less than 100?
It's less than 100.
What's like if you would give us a number, it's roughly around.
It's roughly around...
Give it a
okay.
range of 20. Give us
It's-
a range of 20.
It's in between 10,
Okay.
a range of 20.
So, like, is it between 10 and 30?
Okay, yeah, 10 and 30.
Okay. Got 1 in 20.
5% chance.
1 in 20.
Okay.
Okay. Can
I
we
feel like this is
can
the
we
hardest
spice
question,
it up a
actually.
bit? Is it? Can we do who's closest gets the point?
That
Yeah,
could
okay.
be fun.
Okay, because this is the only way I'm gonna get a point, if anything.
Yeah, you're not going to get the last one.
Oh, thanks. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can get the last one, I'll be amazed.
Okay, I've got my answer.
Yep, I'm ready
Right,
to.
I said 16.
I said 18.
It's 25.
No, are you actually kidding me?
You've given me another point there. Thank you, Harry.
I retract my statement about doing the closest.
Too late, too
doing the
late.
closest
We've got
thing.
recorded evidence.
Now, this last question I feel really mean for because I didn't realise this until I'd seen the movie more than 5 times.
Oh.
Can I and only me get double points? If I get the
No,
joke
no.
right?
There is a chance for... I will actually give you a chance for double points. You can get up to 14 points for this one.
What the fuck?
I thought
Right.
this is like-
Never mind. I've just revealed some of it. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway.
Let's just stick with the 1 point.
Yeah, 1 point. Otherwise, we're going to unbalance.
Okay.
The economy's going to crash.
How many times is Jareth's face hidden without the movie where he isn't in the scene?
Is it 40? No.
You get double points if you can name one of the areas where it's hidden.
Where
Oh,
his
you
face
mean like
is hidden.
you mean like in the background of a shot, his
Yeah.
face is there.
Oh, his face. What? I
Like I said,
could not tell you. I didn't realise he was in any of them.
I watched the movie 5 times.
So
before
we're just gonna have to
registering
try and
this.
name a random scene then, aren't we?
Name a random. I mean, I know a scene where his face is hidden, not where his face is hidden in the scene. I'm gonna fuck. I'm gonna have to write this. No,
Right.
I'm just gonna say it to be fair, because I can't write this whole
It's
thing.
not his full body or anything like
Just
that.
his
It's
head.
like a silhouette of his face sort of thing.
Yeah, I know. I did not realise that at all.
I'm trying to think of the most plausible place for it to be. Like if it was, I know, but apparently it's in 14 different locations.
No.
Okay.
It's more than
Okay,
that, apparently.
there's 7 different times it happens.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
So you got 7. You got,
I've got my
7.
guess. I'm just waiting on you.
right, I've got my guess.
Okay.
So my guess is in the scene where is it Hoggle, where he doesn't want to give the peach to her, and he starts talking to Hoggle in the swamp of eternal stench.
Okay.
That's my
Mine
guess.
is when they're walking through the faces that are saying like,
Oh, that'd be a really cool one.
All the peril is gonna
The false alarms.
yeah, all the false lines. I think it'd be somewhere in the
I
background.
don't think
there.
either of us have got them, but
Are there either of them right?
Both of them are right.
Oh,
seriously.
we can take that.
When Jareth gives the poison peach to Hoggle, his face appears.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Jareth's face appears once again on the left of an obelisk on the floor.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
That's when they walk. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so
Okay.
I mean,
What? So we both get
we got a point then, I guess.
a point. All right.
Let's go. I got one.
You did get one.
Doesn't help me because Alfie got what 3 points. Did you get all of them?
It's now 22-15. This is sorry. Right. This is going to be really trippy. The scores will be different in episode 11 because we're filming 12 before 11 again. Continuity's a bit off point
Let's
wise.
just not tell them the scores in the next episode.
Oh,
Just like
keep
I
it
mean,
mystery.
like in the episode before this.
Why did you say it like that? All right.
You know.
So you know.
The
Let's just say it's going to be like 25-15 because
Yeah.
Harry won't get them right.
The
Yeah,
first time I realised this was, when Hoggle goes up the ladder.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was when I
Really?
realised it. I wasn't sure if it was real or not.
Weird.
So
That's
I
pretty
googled
cool,
it
though.
and found that there were 7 of them.
Wow. All right. That's a really cool detail, actually.
So-
I like that.
All of them are after Sarah
I don't
enters
think
the
we
labyrinth.
should. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think.
Oh,
we should
that's
read
such
off
an
all of them.
obvious one for us to guess.
Which
as
one?
well.
Yeah.
When
As-
she
as
enters the
she
labyrinth.
labyrinth, it appears in the right corner.
Why do we not think of that?
That's the ladder bit I've just said about.
Yeah.
That's the obelisk one.
Mhm.
Left on the left corner after Sarah frees judo. After
Oh.
Hoggle angry. What have I got there?
I don't know.
Hoggle angrily does something.
Oh, angrily mutters under his breath that Sarah won't get out of the labyrinth. It's there.
Ah, right.
Okay.
Then there's the peach.
Uh-huh.
As soon as the ledge crumbles down, Jareth's face appears on the boggle of eternal stench walls.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then the last one is when the team leave the bog of eternal stench.
This is like proper Easter eggs.
It appears
That is
in the
pretty cool.
trees.
Wow.
All right. So
Sick
very
one.
quickly then, is this film relevant and should you watch it today?
I don't know.
Yes.
In terms of relevance, I'm not really sure how it is.
Mine is you should definitely watch this, but it's a lot better if you watch it like if you have a kid or a child, or like a niece or a nephew, just somebody younger that you can introduce it to. I think that would be better because then I think it would give them a nicer feeling of it. Like if you've
would
watched it already, then you'll be like, yeah, you should watch this anyway.
Well, yeah.
But I feel like if you haven't watched this, and I feel like it'd be nice to watch it with someone younger to see what they think of it.
Yeah, I think it'd be
Because
really entertaining for you.
The kids' movies nowadays are very different, and personally, I prefer that film to a lot of kids' films
Yeah, it's
that,
pretty cool.
like, I guess come out now.
I'll give the same recommendation we did for Brazil because it's kind of in the same ballpark. I think this would be really fun to watch while you're absolutely pissed out of your mind
Yeah.
because just the amount of stuff going on there that you're like, whoa, hold on a minute.
If you're doing that, don't have kids like with you there.
Yeah. I think the best thing with the whole thing that you said about the whole kids thing is Ludo. Have you seen Where the Wild Things Are?
Yeah.
He looks very similar to those monsters.
I think she's even got the book for Where the Wild Things Are on her desk from what
Yeah.
I'd
I
seen,
think she does actually.
which is
yeah.
it's quite cool. I thought that when I saw him.
But overall,
I love that
like,
film.
it's definitely a topical film, as in like
Topic, yeah.
like a kids film.
Recommend it to
It's
any
very
kid.
different to what we've done.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's a lot
No matter
harder.
what Harry and Alfie say, it's an S tier film.
And that's it.
Yep.
Hey.
I love interjecting with the things I'm not supposed to say.
I
That's
know.
very
You
funny.
do it so closely after I've clicked record. I'm
So I
like-
sit and I watch your finger hit the trackpad to click no.
No, that's the end of episode 12 on Labyrinth.
How have we made it to episode 12? Jeez, man.
I don't know.
I don't know, I've still only seen the first one.
First technical.
Perfect time to catch up.
First technical kids film we've done. I think.
Yes.
The rest of them are like
Raise the Titanic.
no.
Best kids film.
No, I mean, because kids films can be enjoyed by anyone, but this is like the target audience is children, really, which I think is a bit different for us. Have you enjoyed your time with us, Iris?
Indeed, I have.
Good. It's actually it's been pretty good.
It's been a good guest episode.
We've had a good
I think we need to get
conversation
Sophie
about
back
this.
on in the future to redeem herself.
Oh,
No,
shit.
Sophie
She
doesn't
didn't
deserve it.
talk much.
Hey, nah.
Whoa. Can we get
I
our
have
guests in
on.
like a big ring at
I
the
have,
like
I
100th
have-
episode and have them all fight each other?
Oh my god.
I have no bad word to say about Sophie. She has technically maybe half responsible for the third most listened episode of the
Yeah.
podcast.
Thank you all for listening to the Top Gun episode.
That
so
has
much, by
got
the
so
way.
many more
It's-
plays.
It's now actually, I think, our second most listened to episode of all time for no
it is?
apparent reason.
No, it is.
Share it with everyone you know so that I can beat Sophie and somehow.
Oh
Yes.
yeah,
I
who's
mean,
gonna get more
this
listens?
This is your thing, Iris. You
Yeah.
share it with everyone you know, and then you got to tell them to keep listening to the podcast so we don't have a spike, and then it goes down.
I bet that's
definitely
exactly
isn't
what Sophie did
manipulation.
though.
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
happened.
probably, but at the same time, it's
Yeah,
good for
true.
our analytics.
That's true.
I've got more friends
Gets
than
it out
Sophie
there.
because Sophie sucks.
Oh.
Whoa, right.
Sophie, if
We're
you're
causing
listening, get
tension.
gone.
We are all friends with Sophie here. This isn't.
Yeah, we are.
For
I'm
now.
very good mate.
But Iris,
Sophie.
it's time to start beef. So Sophie, if you'd like to respond, get in touch with the 80s Cinema Club. Including with that, you can go follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. That's it, I think.
Do we
Isn't
say
it?
YouTube?
YouTube? That's
YouTube.
it. That's the one I have to get. YouTube.
And Good Pods, as we say every time, and Google Podcasts.
yeah, to listen to
platforms
us,
we're not
Good
listening to
Pods,
much.
YouTube, but it doesn't have many on as of now.
Might be if I can.
We
get
are
my act
making.
together.
Alfie's gonna try and make it his goal for the half term.
Yeah,
when
we've
we are
got a
college
week off coming.
to put as many things on that, and we're gonna try and get out
There'll
some
be one
moments.
episode on there by the end
We're
of the
gonna
week.
try and get out some episodes.
We hope
Not
so.
episodes, some moments that not in the podcast
Oh,
that
yeah.
have been cut out.
Some little tidbits.
There
you might not
there
see.
is some funny moments that haven't made it in.
Yeah.
But apart from that,
It's a lot of me
what is
shouting
it?
penis. I'll be
Spotify,
honest.
technically listen to Spotify for podcasters, Apple
Yeah, true.
Podcasts,
Google Podcasts.
Google Podcasts, and Good Pods.
Yeah.
We made it onto the charts of Good
We
Pods.
did actually.
But I think it's because Good Pods has about 3 downloads and about 10 monthly listeners.
There is very few people on that app, and I think we ended up because I actually went on one of our episodes to check if you could listen to them and rated it. So I think we got up from our own rating.
Because on the Good Pods app I went on and it was 5-star on the Top Gun episode. 80 Cinema Club commented,
Yeah.
and you just commented the
But
thing.
we are the 78th ranked indie film
Indie
podcast
film podcast
in the entire platform.
on
So-
Good Pods.
78th ranked.
Please go listen to us.
Yeah.
I mean, you already are if you're hearing us saying this.
Hopefully. I mean, unless you're overhearing us from someone else, in which case,
Yeah.
turn
Go
it
and
up a bit
listen.
louder.
Ask them what they're listening to.
What's that fine podcast you're listening to right there?
Two esteemed, or
lovely.
3 esteemed people.
Fellows.
Fellows.
Sat around this table.
Yes. So thank
Dark
you
and
again,
dingy
Irish, for
dungeon.
coming on. We have really enjoyed having you. So it's a bye from you.
Adios.
It's a bye from Alfie. It's gonna wait.
Goodbye.
Fucking hate you. It's a bye from me. See you later.
Take care.